only back up their claims with tests done in test tubes, and that doesn't necessarily mean it will work on skin. So what are the incredible skin improvements that many cream manufacturers base their claims on?
This page also talks about impressive proven results. We've got 74% existing lines and wrinkles appear minimised, but we look at the asterisks, go to the bottom of the page. This is actually based on home use consumer tests. So it's nothing in a lab, it's giving it to these women to try and, hey, what do you think of the results?
Of course, you can't believe everything you see in a magazine. Last year, an Olay anti-aging ad was banned in the UK when it was discovered that Twiggy's wrinkles had been digitally retouched. Recently, most of the big companies have been in trouble for misleading advertising, including dodgy claims of clinical proof. But good old Boots No. 7 went the other way. They backed up their initial study with a clinical trial and actually published the results in 2009. Remember, Boots uses the same retinol palmitate active ingredient half our marching women are trialling. So how scientifically proven is my retinol palmitate now? I'm on my way to meet an expert at setting up clinical trials. Dr. Chris Bullen is the man in charge of clinical trials conducted by the University of Auckland. We've asked him to review the paper. So this has been described as the first independent, double-blind, randomised controlled trial of a beauty product. Would you agree with that claim?
Almost. I think there's a question about independence, and that is that one of the investigators was an employee of the Boots company. Having someone on the investigators team who's involved in not only conducting the study but interpreting the results leaves me feeling a little uncomfortable. So secondly, it's a very small study. It only involved 60 people.
That's far fewer than are required to declare a pharmaceutical safe and effective.
Sometimes these studies have hundreds of participants, and some of the ones on cholesterol-lowering medications have got tens of thousands of participants.
The 6-month trial found that 43% of the men and women using the Boots anti-aging cream saw some improvement in their wrinkles, compared to only 22% of the men and women using a plain moisturiser. So, 21% of people saw an improvement over and above what you'd expect from a moisturiser alone, but the study does not say by how much their wrinkles improved. So what this test result is saying is that 5 people need to use the product for 1 person to have an improvement in their wrinkles, but they don't say what that improvement is?
Yeah, and to me that's not really a great bang for buck. And as a doctor, I wouldn't prescribe a medication to a patient of mine based on one small study that was poorly conducted, or at least poorly reported.
Overall, would you say that they've proven that Boots No. 7 cream is effective against wrinkles?
In a word, no.
Uh-oh, suddenly things are not looking so rosy for our volunteers. Let's find out if either team has given wrinkles their marching orders. We've been testing retinol palmitate and retinol creams for 16 weeks now. So, hi-ho, it's back to the photographers we go. Soon we'll have the expert verdict on the results, but perhaps more importantly, did the women notice any difference themselves?
No, absolutely not.
I preferred the left side cream.
I haven't noticed any difference.
Most of our volunteers did not notice any difference between their left and right side. And the 4 who did all said the side on which they'd used moisturiser looked better. Oh dear, time to see if the professionals can spot any difference. I've brought the women's photos to the experts at Auckland's Appearance Laser Clinic for independent evaluation. We've asked 3 skin doctors to score the fine lines around the women's eyes. They're judging before and after photos using a well-established wrinkle scale. In this test, we're all hoping for a low score. 0 means no visible wrinkles, and 3 means, well, it's not so good. Once we subtract the before scores from the afters, we'll find out the improvement for the moisturiser side and the anti-aging cream side of the women's faces. So what were the results? Well, there's really nothing in it, but slightly more women improved on a plain moisturiser than on the 2 anti-aging creams combined. So what do you think about those results?
Very surprising, very surprising. I was really quite amazed at how well the moisturising base did when compared against the active cream.
Don't you think, Tim, that's just shows that all 3 of the products have
moisturiser in, and that the moisturising effect of plumping up the skin is what we're seeing there.
Absolutely.
And probably the active ingredient isn't of a high enough concentration to actually have its desired effect.
So the best conclusion we can draw from this small study, all of the products are acting as moisturisers.
Absolutely, yeah.
Given the lack of clear evidence that anti-ageing creams are effective, we asked the industry why they think we should have confidence in them.
Consumers can have absolute confidence in the anti-ageing products that are in the market, because the companies themselves do a huge amount of research and development, but they don't put it out into the public domain simply because they don't really want that information to be in the hands of all of their competitors.
So although anti-ageing creams make scientific-sounding claims, published proof that they work is almost non-existent. So don't believe everything you read in a glossy magazine, because the devil is definitely in the fine print. Personally, I'm not convinced that anti-ageing creams are really more than fancy moisturisers. But I will...
The History Channel advises parental guidance is recommended for
.co.nz or pick up this week's Sunday Star Times.